Hello, lovelies. Happy Saturday. I hope you're all having a wonderful day and enjoying peace and family time this weekend. So, I thought I would come and record questions that I get asked in my strategy sessions because I know that one person might ask a question, and there may be many others out there that feel the same way in their situation. And so I just felt that it would be more impactful if I could answer questions on video like this without mentioning names, and just to talk about the questions and then give an answer here. So the question is, how do I move through my life when I feel like I'm stuck? My life is stuck. How do I get it moving forward? And in this particular case, it is a person who is or who has been applying for jobs, who's looking for work and isn't getting callbacks, and therefore they are, um, you know, uh, becoming very anxious, struggling with panic attacks, and having a feeling of being stuck. So let's talk about that, being stuck, because really no one is stuck. Really what it is a perception of being stuck, but it is what we're talking about is really uncertainty. When we don't know what the future is going to hold, when we don't know if we're going to get that job or if we're going to make a right decision about something that we need to make a decision about. We feel like we don't have that control. So we do know that there's things in our lives that we can't control, but there are things that we can control. And when we're dealing with uncertainty, the things that we can control is being, or how we can deal with the uncertainty and finding more control in our life is to be more on purpose, because we can't control whether someone's going to hire us or whether we're going to find a job today if we're, applying for jobs today. But we can control certain functions, certain tasks around that uncertainty about finding a job. And we can use this with many different topics, whether it's feeling stuck in relationships, stuck in, weight loss, stuck in career, stuck in life in general. We can use this uncertainty, this feeling of uncertainty and being more purposeful. We can use that in any of those situations. And so one of the things that we can do is to, when we do feel uncertain, is that realize that it is a fear. There is a fear of the unknown here. And also a fear of not having that control over our lives and over our finances or our relationships or our marriage. And so we can deal with that through having more purpose. So for instance, let's just take the example of, or the story of looking for employment, because I know that that's something that many people out there are struggling with, is not being able to find that job. And we're not only looking for a job, any job, we're looking for a job that is something that we're passionate about, something that makes us happy, a job where we feel like we're not actually working. Because it's important to find that. Now, financially, I can get into a whole different path here, which I won't do, but I'll just try to stick to the uncertainty and how do we get ourselves through that fear of uncertainty. And so when you're looking for work, for instance, and Um, the situations or the tasks and things that you can control would be to first, wake up on purpose. So a good strategy is the 222, is spending 2 hours looking for a job, 2 hours on sending out resumes, and 2 hours of, let's call it, admin work. So we can be more purposeful in finding work. Instead of just, going onto a platform like Indeed or the help wanted ads or LinkedIn, instead of just, you know, going randomly and kind of in just accidental way and going and sending out our resume, hitting send to all these different companies, we can control more about that strategy of looking for work, or that task of looking for work, by setting up Excel sheets, spending 2 hours looking through the job ads, writing down the companies that we want to apply to, putting in, the name of the company, an email, a phone number, and a contact person, writing that down in an Excel spreadsheet, and then a little box to tick off. Did you send your resume, and what's the date that you sent that resume? And spending 2 hours really being organized about what it is you're doing, because that's something you can control. You can't control whether someone's going to hire you, but you can control how many resumes you're sending out a day, how organized you are, what follow-up are you doing. So it's really important to be able to, when you're dealing with uncertainty, is really to embrace some uncertainty, because life is very uncertain. We don't know from one day to the next what's going to happen, other than, if we're in a career or doing work, we're going to go to a job, and that. But we don't know, what's going to happen on the way to work, after work, or at home. And if you're an entrepreneur, every day is uncertain. So embrace the uncertainty, and not to fear it, but just to embrace it and know and realize that, yeah, it is kind of uncertain. I don't know if I'm going to find a job, but I can control the steps that I take to find the job. And so one of the strategies, as I say, is being very purposeful. So waking up with a purpose, waking up with a goal set the night before. So when you wake up, you know what you're doing. And the first thing really that anyone should do is set 2 hours aside, or even just an hour, to meditate, to goal set, to journal, and to shift their energy and be very intentional with their energy and their vibrations. So when you're doing a meditation, being, that'll be another video, but just being in that state, coming out of your life, and stepping back from the unconscious thoughts, stepping back from the constant fear and uncertainty that you're feeling, and stepping into a space of calm and peace, and being able to raise your vibrations and start off your day with your nervous system being in sync and having that brain-heart coherence. Really good balance, and we'll do another video on that. But starting off the day with that meditation, with having the purpose of, today I'm waking up, I'm looking after my vibrations, my energetic self. I'm going to send out 50 resumes today, and keeping track of what 50 companies you're applying to or sending a resume out, so that we can send out a resume and then in 2 days later, we can follow up with a phone call to just inquire if they've received the email, and then yeah, so doing that. So that's 222, the 222 rules. Spending 2 hours looking for the job, 2 hours sending out the resume, and 2 hours on the organization. So therefore, we have more certainty. Another thing that we have to really look at when we're dealing with fear of the uncertain and what we can control and what we can't control. Again, we may not control when that job is going to come to us, but we can control our thoughts about what we're thinking of that. So we're always, our unconscious has millions of thoughts in an hour, let alone a whole day. And so if we're not aware of the thoughts that we're filling in or that we're thinking of in our head, in our subconscious, then we're being led daily with the stories that we're telling ourselves with those thoughts that are happening. For instance, in this particular case, it was another fear coming up of, again, fear of not having this, not being able to get a job, and fear of being out, fear of getting the job as well, because of a negative thought that you're telling yourself. In this particular case, that I'm not qualified enough, or I'm not good enough, I'm not good with people, I can't carry on a conversation. So there's all these different conversations in our head, different thoughts in our head, and that is putting a block as well on being able to move forward. So getting into daily practices and controlling your day, because if you can't be certain about whether you're going to get a job and what job you're going to get, but you can control and be very certain of how you schedule your day, how you're going to react to anything that comes up throughout your day. So how are you going to react emotionally? What things you're going to allow yourself to be triggered by? All of these things we can create and control. And one of the most important things that we could do is align our thoughts and our emotions together, so that our heart is beating at a really calm, steady pace, our nervous system is relaxed, and we're not in stress or chaos mode. Because the minute we're deregulated, the minute that our heart rate is beating sporadically and we're anxious and stressed, we're constricted. And when we're constricted, we can't move forward. And you're not able to even use your creative mind to be able to come up with solutions and strategies to help you move forward through your day. So it's really important for you to stay in that calm state. And I will add to this, is because another question was, well, how do I know, or how do I stop the panic attacks or the feelings of anxiousness? And so when we are feeling anxious, we need to kind of step back. And I like to tell my clients to just stop what it is they're doing, put their hands on their chest, close their eyes, take 4 breaths in, and exhale for 4. Really low, not a big inflate your lung breath, but just You can't see my chest rise. It's very low breath, but inhaling for 4, exhaling for 4, and doing that while placing your hands on your chest. And the reason why I like this so much, I mean, I like it for myself a lot, but I know that what it's doing is that right away the brain is going to disengage and it's going to focus on where your body is feeling. Because right now my mind can disengage because there's touch, there's slight pressure on the body. So now the mind is focused on where I'm touching my body. And for myself, I feel my warm hands and I feel that little bit of touch. And I close my eyes and I just stop whatever thought you're thinking when you're anxious. It's because it's a thought that is in fear. It's coming from a place of fear, not a place of love. So the easiest thing to do is first is to calm the nervous system down and to start just really regulating your nervous system and taking yourself out of that fight or flight mode. So to put the hand on the chest and to automatically put yourself in, it doesn't matter if it's in the past, wherever it is, to a feeling or an event that brought you so much joy, so much happiness, so much gratitude, and focus on that moment in time, on that, but also to feel that emotion of gratitude. So when you can just, automatically shift, which again, we're getting our physiology, we're changing our physiology by the breath work, by also the hands on the chest, and then by changing the emotion by bringing in, the thoughts of gratitude, the feeling of gratitude, and the visualization of that event that made you joyful and happy and peaceful. And just staying there for as long as you can, as long as it's going to take your nervous system to just flatline and come into coherence. And so then that's how you can get yourself out of that anxiousness and panic attacks. But when we start our morning, so this is my suggestion is always, if you have small children or children at home, if you have a husband or wife at home, doing this before anyone wakes up. So waking up an hour earlier, if that's really difficult, even a half hour earlier. Start with 15 minutes only of meditation. Now on my channel, there is, I created it's called the 5-minute method. So the 5-minute method is a quick version of this 15-minute meditation with some breath work with the deregulation of your nervous system. And it's on my channel. I will leave the link below, but I always strongly suggest that you start with even 15 minutes, because really if you can't take 15 minutes out of your day for yourself, then that's going to be your biggest problem, not the uncertainty, but not being able to at least give yourself 15 minutes a day. So when you're doing that practice, that meditation practice every morning for 15 minutes, and then while you're writing your goals, you can bring up morning chants where there's some really beautiful songs out there where it's, giving thanks to the goddess Lakshmi, or just it's really calming music. Maybe it's instrumental. So just it's really putting yourself in a state of gratitude, putting your emotions in that future self, because you don't have to wait until you're wealthy to feel abundant. You don't have to wait for that job to feel useful. You don't have to wait for that relationship to feel love. You can put yourself in those emotions and feel those emotions right now so that the synchronicities now start coming. So, the universe will align and bring those experiences, those jobs, those clients, those people to you when your emotions are already feeling like they are in your life. So I hope that helps. I think that's all that I wanted to talk about. So again, when we're dealing with uncertainty, you have to embrace that because life is very uncertain. There's so much in our life that is uncertain, but you can control your day and have more certainty when we plan out our day, when we wake up on purpose and with purpose, not just waking up like an accident and fumbling through our day and going through our day at an unconscious level. We wake up on purpose. We're very mindful throughout our day, and we can set up our day so that we can at least have some certainty in our day, so it's not feeling like everything is uncertain. And when you're feeling that control in your life and feeling more certainty, you're going to not feel stuck anymore because there is forward movement. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining me today, and I look forward to the next question. Bye. Have a great day.